Two for the price of, well, actually, it's free. Hey everyone, welcome to Princess of Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with my blind reaction to Big City Greens episodes 27 and 28. Yeah, 2 episodes this week. And I'm just going to tell you right now, it's going to be 2 episodes next week as well to finish out season 1. We're finally going to finish out season 1. It's been so long because we've taken multiple breaks and everything, but we're finally getting there. And so I just want to say, I'm going to say this now, and I might repeat this next week to some degree, but I enjoy when this series hits its highs. But it can be a slog to get through sometimes. Because when the series, hits its high notes, really gets good, it's phenomenal. But it's few and far between that episodes actually reach that kind of level. Most episodes and most segments are okay. They don't really do a lot for me. And I think that really just comes down to just how aggressively episodic this series is. And from what I understand of Big City Greens, it's not like Owl House or Amphibia where it starts as episodic and then becomes more serialized. From what I know of this series, it remains episodic. There might be some continuity here and there, but for the most part, the series remains like this. And that's fine for a lot of people and for a series to do. But it's something that I tend to struggle with in terms of reactions. Because when I'm reacting to something, I want to be able to express my feelings about where the story is going, where the characters are going. And when it's super episodic, it's just all I can talk about is what I see in the moment, which is, doable, but not as interesting. It doesn't lead to as much depth or intrigue. Adventure Time had this problem for a lot of it as well, and that's why it took so long for me to get through Adventure Time. But Adventure Time also started to add in more serialized stories, more ongoing narratives, and that greatly helped the series become better. It kept it from just being, good to actually becoming great by the end. Well before the end, but still. And I would love to see that with Big City Greens, but I don't think it's going to happen. And apparently people have said that it's not going to happen. Big City Greens is supposed to just be this serialized show. And again, for those who really like those kind of shows and everything, who can get behind not having big stakes or a lot of focused story and everything, all the power to you. But it's difficult for me on a reaction level more than anything. The thing that really keeps me going with this series is the desire to see episodes or segments that are as good as the best that we've gotten. Stuff with Gloria or the mom and stuff like that. Episodes like that are what I really strive to see with this series. But 9 out of 10 times, it's not going to be that. 99% of the time watching this, it's not going to be anything like that in terms of quality. And I just wish that it were a little more balanced. And I understand that this is a show that's marketed to kids. I get that. And I understand that it's not trying to be like some of these other shows out there. like Owl House and Amphibia, and not trying to gather the same attention and audience that those shows do. But it's just something that it is a thing for me personally because of my personal tastes and interests. And I'll acknowledge that that's me. So I'm not going to blame the show or blame the writers or anything, because what they're doing for the people who like this kind of content is really good. Now, I want to make a specification here. I'm not saying that I'm going to drop it after season 1. I want to make that clear because everything I've been saying up to now makes it seem like, oh, I'm going to finish out season 1, but then I'm not going to watch it anymore or react to it anymore specifically. And I'm not saying that. And I'm not saying that because I have no idea what my feelings on the show are going to be come whenever I would want to get back to this. Because after I take the break after season 1, it's like I have no idea how long it's going to be until I think about getting back to this. And at that time, my feelings might be different. And I might be excited to see more again. And I feel like part of it's also going to come down to how this season ends, like what kind of finale we're going to get. Because that's going to definitely, like, affect my view on it a lot. And so I'm hoping that we get a really good, like, really strong finale. But, again, I can't say anything with certainty. We're just going to take it one step at a time and hope for the best, as I always do. But yeah, we will be doing these 2 episodes and then the last 2 next week, and then we'll take a break and figure it out in the future when we're going to come back to it and everything like that. So let's focus right now just on what we have in front of us. And because it's so episodic, there's not really anything I need to talk about what happened last time. There was nothing like major that happened, so let's just get into the episode and see what we have in store. Hold up just a sec. Before you click that link down in the description below to get to today's video, I want to remind you of all the awesome content we have both on this channel and the Princess of Gaming channel. Let's check it out. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So I went back and listened to a part from the episode 28, part 1, segment 1, to hear Wyatt again. And it's like, I went right to the part where Cricket pushes him down the hill to do a cartwheel. And you can very much hear that it's Alex Hirsch when he screams. You very much can hear King's scream in that, or I guess Bill's scream as well, since it's very similar. You can very much hear it. And even when he's just speaking regularly, you can kind of hear the inflections and everything as well. It's like, it's just, when I didn't know, I didn't catch on to that. But of course, knowing allows me to hear it aggressively well. Anyway, let's talk about these. We'll do this in order, of course. So 27A was trailer trouble. Cricket and Tilly are going to have a night with their mother at her trailer, but the trailer ends up getting stolen by her old biker gang, and they have to go race to get it back and everything. Even literally, race to get it back. And it's just like, I guess it's fun learning more about Nancy's past and that she was in a biker gang and all of that. And there's some good humor in it. It was good. It was better than like an average episode that's just kind of like okay. But it wasn't anything like special, it wasn't anything amazing. We also had Mansion Madness in the same one. And this one they go to Remy's mansion um, to feed Snakey, but they all end up getting into some crazy shenanigans. Cricket's chasing Snakey throughout the mansion and around the grounds. Bill ends up getting stuck in a car he can't figure out how to stop. Grandma Alice just gets lost, and Tilly ends up role playing as a fancy person while inviting others in. And Cricket has to kind of wrap everything up as best he can, and he does so as best he can, though Grandma Alice kind of fucks it up in the end. But we don't see like any anger or anything from Remy's parents, so I guess it's fine. We probably won't see any like future repercussions from that. Um, Both of these segments in this episode have to do with like houses, with Nancy's trailer house and then the Remingtons' mansion. And between like having them even be called like Trailer Trouble and Mansion Madness, it's like that was very much done on purpose, and it's like that's fun. That's a fun little theme for this episode. But yeah, both episodes, both segments were good, but nothing special. Nothing really like just exciting or anything happening in them. So not really too much to talk about with that. But with episode 28, we had Park Pandemonium and Cricket's Biscuits. So Park Pandemonium is pretty crazy. We go to the park and everybody just gets up to some different shenanigans. And I'm going to say right off the bat, Bill's little part of it was boring as fuck. Easily the worst part of this segment. And it honestly felt like it could have been taken out and they would have made the episode better because it would have allowed for more time for the other parts of the segment. Bill's part with him just trying to, I guess, befriend the other park goers, the other dudes there, by throwing the frisbee back, but failing at throwing the frisbee back properly. It's like, is this supposed to be entertaining? Like, I wouldn't find this entertaining as a kid, much less as an adult. This is just boring. It's so disinteresting, and I just don't care. Then you had, like, the part with Tilly and Grandma Alice, like, basically trying to one-up each other on spitefulness, because Alice doesn't want to spend time with Tilly doing old lady stuff, and so Tilly gets a new grandma, just some random old lady she finds in the park. Alice ends up getting annoyed eventually and finds a new child. It's like, where did you kidnap this child from? And so they're just trying to one-up each other. They end up playing this game of chicken with the paddle boats, and things just go awry until they eventually admit their feelings to each other. Mostly Grandma Alice admitting that she doesn't like doing old lady stuff because it makes her feel old, and she doesn't like feeling like that. That's why she typically acts the way she does and does what she does, because she likes to feel young still. Which, I mean, you can understand. It's fair. It's just it's just it's just understandable. It's a good understandable reason for that. And Tilly was just being Tilly. But then you see Cricket, and he is going to go play and everything. Ends up meeting Wyatt, who builds this overly safe playground, and he tries to get him to make an overly dangerous playground, but that gets fucked up by all the shit going down. And that almost, kills some children. So the parents are upset and chase them into a tree. Well, chase Cricket into a tree because Wyatt puts all the blame on him and then just pieces out like an absolute bitch. And so Cricket just kind of realizes and helps the others realize it's like, yeah, playing in trees is better anyways. It's like it's a good balance of fun and danger without being like aggressively over dangerous like that horrific playground they built, or, being too safe like the first one. And this segment's like crazy and wild and fun, except for the Bill thing. The Bill thing actively hurts it. And it takes it from being like really good to just being good. The Bill segment really drags it down a lot. Or the Bill part of the segment, you know what I mean. But the second segment of episode 28 was Cricket's Biscuits. And this one is pretty simple. Cricket and Tilly get hurt. Alice makes them special butter biscuits that she makes only when someone gets hurt. And so Cricket and Tilly try to fake it and try to figure out how to get the biscuits, try to even make it themselves, and even sneak into Grandma Alice's room to steal the recipe. All because the biscuits are so dang good. But it's kind of revealed in the end, it's like part of what makes them so good is because they're special. They're like, you only get them if you're hurt, and if you try to have them all the time, it takes away the point, it takes away the specialness of them. And so Cricket relents, and everything just kind of works out, except, the rest of the booby traps still go off, and everything explodes, and everybody gets hurt anyway, so more biscuits, yay. It's just... It's basically like what you would expect for like a show like this, for marketed towards children, because kids will understand this. Kids definitely have felt this kind of thing. It's like, oh, why can't we have mac and cheese every night for dinner? Why can't we always have ice cream? Stuff like that. And it's something that kids will definitely understand and appreciate, and I think it'll work well for them. But as an adult viewer, it's nothing special. It just doesn't do anything interesting or unique or whatnot. I would say that Park Pandemonium was the best segment of the four, probably followed by Mansion Madness. I kind of dig it when they go just kind of crazy with things, or when they like actually get serious and touch on some big topics in some in great ways. And I just feel like we're kind of like, we really need to get to some of that again. Because I feel like we're overdue for some more big moment episodes, some really good ones. And maybe we'll get at least one more with next week's episodes to close out the season. And I'm also hoping we get some notable time to spend with Gloria, because I feel like outside of a couple small like brief appearances, Gloria has been just really waylaid in the later part of this season. She has just been completely irrelevant, and it's really sad to me because she's the most interesting character. I want to see her more than anyone. And it's like I understand that a lot of this is obviously focused on bringing Nancy into the fold and having her interact with the family in various segments, which makes sense. Like, we're introducing Nancy into the equation as their mother and everything, and we have to explore that. But there's been a lot of other segments outside of that. We absolutely could have still brought Gloria in more. I think the most she's been in like the past like 10 episodes or something has been like the episode when they went to the dance and she got stood up and everything, and also like just had the worst luck in general. That was the most we've seen of Gloria in like the past 10 or so episodes. And it's really sad because it's like there's so much potential with stuff to do for her, and we just have not explored it. So I'm really hoping that we get something more with her, an actual segment that's dedicated to her in this second half of the season. Or this, not second half of the season, in these last 2 episodes of the season. And I hope that when season 2 eventually comes, we just get more of her, like, continuously. Because it just feels like she's just the most underutilized of the core cast. And I would consider her core cast, which is why I'm saying this. But yeah, these episodes were maybe a little above average for this series, but still nothing amazing. Like, they were just good. They didn't do anything special or anything, like, exceptionally well. And I just... I enjoyed them, but yeah, they just weren't anything big for this series. I don't know how else to put it. So, hope you still enjoyed this reaction. We'll be back next week for the final 2 episodes of the season, as expected. And for now, thank you so much, as always, for tuning in. I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.